Good morning, one angry pagan here. I don't know how. I've got to be quiet because it's early in the morning and I can't wake up people. But I am fucking pissed. Just been reading this on this popped up on my Google News, and it's from the Telegraph. I get it's from the Telegraph, Tory graph. I know. But the MoD to be denied funding boost in the budget. Lovely. That's so helpful. Tories, well done. Ministry of Defence will not get extra funding in the budget next week. Telegraph understands, despite military figures warning about the state of the armed forces, which I have spoken about myself. Treasury figures will argue that tight public finances have limited the ability to announce new spending in the package of measures which will be unveiled on March the 6th. The news blindsided some figures in the MoD when they were approached by the Tory graph on a Monday. Grant Shapps, fucking hate Grant Shapps, the Defence Secretary said he was seeking more money. He's always seeking more money, he's a grifter. Anyway, former Defence Secretaries expressed surprise that as countries across the world raise defence spending with geopolitical tensions increasing, no extra money will be announced. But a Treasury insider pointed to the MoD funding rise last spring when an extra $5 billion was given over 2 years, with another $2 billion a year extra for much of the rest decade. But people are saying that's not enough. It seems to be a consistent thing with the Tories, isn't it? Like, oh, we're giving them more money, but is it enough? NHS, we're giving more money, but is it enough? Is it going to the right places? Education. Oh, we're giving them more money. Is it enough? Is it going to the right place? These people are fucking retarded. And that's not me supposed to be, me trying to be, ableist. Like, literally, by the literal definition of the word retarded, backwards. Sir Gavin Williamson, the former Tory Defence Secretary, said what is becoming increasingly clear is that the threats we face need and require Britain and its allies to step up what it does in terms of building both capability and mass within our armed forces. That's going to require additional money to grow the size of our army, navy and air force. Without doing that, we'll be equipped to face the challenges that our enemies are increasingly presenting us with. Do you know what's weird? I can't fucking believe I'm about to say this. Gavin fucking Williamson has a point. He's probably copied it from someone else, but even that, like, that's yes, duh. It's so frustrating. These Tories are so frustrating. A former Tory Defence Secretary, said that we need to keep the new money flowing in, adding of extra funding. It isn't discretionary, it's a must. Yeah. These are now. I'll have many people on the left having a go at me for being like this, but I think we do need to build back up a military. In terms of defence, we couldn't defend ourselves for shit right now. We could defend ourselves for about a week. Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor, and Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, will this week continue to debate the package of measures to be announced in the budget. It could be the final budget before the next general. It will be the final. I don't like being absolutist, but like it will be the final budget before the next general election. With Treasury insiders not expecting a final decision on whether to do another fiscal event in the until the autumn. Okay, they're not deciding whether to do another fiscal. Okay, these budgets they're not knowing whether or not they're going to do a statement in autumn until they get to summer. Okay. Government figures close to discussions have indicated that the Treasury has less money than hoped to play with given economic forecasts on reductions to government debt. Okay. It means that instead of announcing increases in public spending, Mr. Hunt is considering reducing the amount by which spending will rise in the years after the election. Chancellor is looking at changing his assumption on that spending on public services will rise at 1% a year above inflation after the election to 0.75% a year. They don't understand, do they? How are you supposed to grow an economy when you're not putting in stuff to grow it? I'm not even an expert on economics, and I could fucking explain this to fucking Rishi Sunak and fucking Jeremy Cunt. Hunt. That would amount to unprotected government departments having to reduce their budget by a fifth by the end of the decade, something that think tanks have likened to austerity. It is austerity. It's not austerity 2.0. It's continued austerity. The decision to focus on... See, whilst I really don't like her, this is why I don't right now believe that Rachel Reeves is forcing us towards a continued austerity budget. Because she's not coming out with this kind of shit. The decision to focus on tax cuts, which the Treasury believes are needed to boost economic growth. It won't! Oh! Okay, here's an economic forecast from someone who's not an economic expert, but is going off of the evidence of Tory methods in the past. If we see any growth from these tax cuts, it will be temporary at best. There you go. What am I basing that on? Every time the Tories have said that they're going to do tax cuts and say they're going to grow the economy. People go back to Thatcher. The Tories like to chunk me back to Thatcher, but sorry, she raised taxes for the first half of her tenureship. Like, that's how she boosted money. Fucking morons. Anyway, the decision, the decision to focus on tax cuts, which the Treasury believes are needed to boost economic growth and help Tory re-election fortunes, rather than extra spending, which helps explain the MoD decision. A Treasury insider said, "The priority for this government is rewarding work and growing the economy, and that means bringing forward growth-enhancing measures today. But any tax changes won't be on the same scale as the autumn statement last year. They were shit as well. Okay, so is he going to be... Last spring, the extra money was announced for the MoD on top of that, with 4.95 billion promised for this year and the next. And that's over the next 2 years, not nearly 5 billion per year. A further 2 billion every year for most of this decade was also announced to improve the resilience and readiness of our conventional and nuclear forces, as the Treasury previously put it. But since then, inflation has reduced more slowly than hoped, having a knock-on effect on the overall MoD budget. This, coming from the Tory graph, right? This is very, speaking against the government here. And I'm not seeing any, people can try and point it out if they want, but I'm not seeing anything gammony right now. Last week, the Telegraph revealed how the department had ordered an effective 2-month ban on capital spending until the new financial year had given the tight funding situation. Fucking gods. Where have they fucked all the money off to? Probably already know, but where is it all gone? The Telegraph also reported that General Sir Patrick Sanders, the Chief of General Staff, suggested that underfunding has left the army in danger of becoming a domestically focused land force. Yes, but even then, from what I can gather, we're hardly able to defend us. We've hardly got enough ammunition to defend ourselves more than a week. General Sir Patrick wrote in a letter to former generals, "For some time we have asset sweated the military, compounded by a mismatch between ambition and resource that has been robustly addressed by both the National Audit Office and Defence Select Committee reporting. Our strategic resilience is at a risk." Yes, it is. And we might inadvertently reduce ourselves to a smaller, static and domestically focused land force. I am not sure that this is either the army the nation needs or the one that policymakers want. I don't know. The Tories have done nothing to build up on it. In fact, they are the ones that have done this asset sweating. The Treasury does not comment on reports about possible budget measures. And that's the end of the article. But, this is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. Again, this might sound like I'm talking from a right-wing standpoint. I'm not talking about building up our military so we can project our power abroad. We can't even defend ourselves right now. What the fuck? We have a paltry force to add to any military action that we have joint exercises in with our allies. Why? Because our military has been shrunk. I don't want a military so that we can go out and fucking conquer the world. I want a military so that if need be, we can fucking defend ourselves. Look, seriously, it is driving me fucking mad. And all I'm getting in my dreams at the moment are war. War, 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 and war. There's a lot we need to do. And I'm not saying we should prioritise defence spending over everything else. But no wonder the Tories haven't got enough money if they're going to do tax cuts on the rich. And if they're going to make our country so much less investable. This is disgusting. I cannot believe But yeah, this. I mean, we're supposed to be spending 2.1% of our GDP on defence. Where the fuck is it going? Like, seriously, if someone's got a legitimate answer, please put it in the comments. Because, what the fuck? Like I said, I've had to be. This is as bad as I can get in this video. I want to lose my shit right now, but it is nearly 10 to 4 in the morning, so I am going to not do that. This is a piss take. If they're putting an extra 5 billion in on top of what was already going in, with an extra 7 billion in total over the next 2 years, where was the money that was originally going into it going in the first place for our? If we're putting over the 2% into that, why has our military just been degraded? What is the money being spent on from our defence budget? Now, I get that the budget has been shrunk due to inflation, in a way. Like, you know, the spending power is halved, or whatever. You know, it is lowered because of inflation. And higher interest rates. You know, where has the money been going? I mean, we've been figuring out where the money's been going in the NHS. Pretty sure we know where it's going in the education. Pretty sure we know why it's been wasted on the public services, because they're not putting enough in, and when they do put in, they don't actually give it where it's fucking needed. Where is the defence spending going? Where the fuck is that going? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I am pissed. This is ridiculous. I know I'm repeating myself at this point, but I what a shit show. I mean, I grew up in a family where there was a lot of talk about the military. My dad's dad, in the military. One of my uncles in the military. Dad's missus' relative is in the military. Was in the military. You know, they're not. Who can be proud of our military right now? When we've barely even got one. You know, growing up in the southwest, we got Plymouth and Exeter, with Limestone Commando as well, right? I'm grown up seeing a lot of military people coming past, and I've got to admit, over the years, I've seen less and less people coming through. Now I'm looking at it from the position I'm at, and I'm like, wow, that's bad. No, I'm not talking about conscription or any of that bollocks. Not unless it's necessary, anyway. But this is pathetic from a Tory party that supposedly is the party that is for the military. How many of their own areas have they got to fail before they actually die as a party? It is an actual joke at this point. It really is. But yeah, that was shit. But this has been one Angry Pagan Shadow Eater. Bless Etheros, everyone, and go away, see you.